In another insane fight for both men who are known to put on high-action fights, it was Dustin Poirier who came out on top at UFC 281. After almost getting the TKO in the first round and coming close to getting finished in the second, the Diamond managed to take Michael Chandler's back in the third to secure a rear naked choke win. On Twitter, pro fighters reacted to the match. Let's see. Joe Ellenberger tweeted, "The violence that is about to happen with Diamond versus Iron Mike Chandler is something we've been waiting for far too long. Hashtag UFC 281. Derek Brunson also tweeted by saying, "Michael Chandler is always must-see TV, he always brings it." Nate the Train said, "It's a straight-up dogfight." Calvin Cater tweeted, "Both of these men got that dog in them." And as per Billy Quarantillo, "Glad I'm not fighting after these guys." Brian Ortega tweeted, "That's an effing first round." And Frank Mir said, "Miss Mir gets mad when I swear on social media, but holy F, what a round." As per Mike Pierce, "It's a bloodbath, this is awesome." Well, as we can see, the feature bout of UFC 281 between Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler promised to be one of the best fights of the event, and it certainly met and even perhaps exceeded expectations. The sold-out crowd at Madison Square Garden was louder than ever for this one, as both lightweights have a big reputation for being exciting, all-action fighters. After a wild war that stretched into the final round, fans were treated to an instant classic, which concluded with former interim lightweight champ Poirier winning by submission. And right after the fight, we saw some amazing reactions. Let's see some more. So, Aljamain Sterling tweeted, "If that's not a 10-8 round, then I have no idea what 10-8 rounds are supposed to look like. Dustin needs a big round here, can't allow Chandler to get another takedown." And Twitter user Funky tweeted, "About time Chandler uses his wrestling. That was an easy round." As per Matt Brown, "Open scoring would be nice right here, again." Chuck Liddell tweeted, "These guys are fun to watch." Will Brooks also tweeted, "F, I want back in so damn bad." And Mackenzie Dern tweeted, "What a fight, Poirier versus Chandler." On the other hand, Aljamain Sterling tweeted, "This sport is so wild, I'm in disbelief of that back and forth performance from these warriors. Congrats to the Diamond." Stephen Wonderboy Thompson tweeted, "Not gonna lie, I didn't see that fight ending in a sub. What a war. Congrats Dustin Poirier." And Jamal Hill tweeted, "Congratulations Dustin Poirier, and Mike Chandler is absolutely must-see TV." Interestingly, Habib Nurmagomedov also tweeted, as he said, "Congratulations Dustin, it was an amazing fight." Now talking about the fight, the first round saw a brief feel-out process but quickly escalated into an all-out war. Chandler began the fight with a wide stance, bouncing in and out of striking range as Poirier studied his movement. Chandler began to open his striking game, connecting with hard punches, keeping Poirier guessing. Chandler changed levels to threaten a takedown, although it was stuffed. The striking output continued, putting Poirier in trouble. As Poirier covered up from the flurries, Chandler got the takedown that he was looking for earlier. Poirier worked his way back up, but was suplexed back to the mat. They returned to the feet, and that's when chaos ensued. Poirier, who looked to be hurt, began putting together hard combinations to rock Chandler, and all that slugfest followed until the end of the round. Much to the delight of the fans in attendance, both fighters returned to their corner, bruised and bloodied. In the second, Chandler brought Poirier to the mat early with a nice takedown and began working from guard. Not resting on his back, Poirier threw up a triangle and sliced with elbows. So after scrambling, Chandler ended up on the back of Poirier, looking for a rear naked choke. This would have to prove to be a moment of controversy, as Poirier would later accuse Chandler of a fishhook, putting his fingers in his mouth to pull for extra leverage. Although Chandler couldn't get the submission, he would continue on to land hard ground and pound until the end of the round. With 5 minutes left to work, Poirier controlled the center of the cage early, pressing ahead with strikes. Chandler lifted for a huge slam, but somehow, Poirier avoided big damage and scrambled to take the back. After adjusting position, Poirier locked in a rear naked choke submission, and Chandler had no choice but to tap. Meanwhile, Poirier bounced back from a lightweight title opportunity against former champ Charles Oliveira at UFC 269. Prior to the setback, he won 3 straight, defeating Dan Hooker and Conor McGregor twice in back-to-back fights. Chandler falls below 500 in his UFC career, although he is yet to disappoint as a fighter who is always in a fun fight. Well, a staple in the UFC lightweight title picture for the past 3 years, Poirier now finds himself in a precarious position among the division's elite. Poirier lost to Charles Oliveira at UFC 269, marking the second time the Diamond has failed to lay claim to the disputed lightweight championship and raising questions as to whether he'll ever get a third crack at the belt. With his back against the wall, Poirier looks to maintain his position in the title mix with a big win over Chandler. A 3-time Bellator lightweight champion, Chandler has been electric since signing with the UFC in 2020. Though he only has managed a 2-2 record in the promotion thus far, Chandler has received 3 post-fight bonuses, and his 2021 fight with Justin Gaethje was Fight of the Year. At 36 years old, Chandler doesn't have much time left at the top, and Iron Mike hopes to make one final run at the title with a big win over Poirier. If we talk about round 1, Chandler is springy on his feet, moving in and out. Poirier staying steady as he searches for an opening to throw. Left hand by Poirier. Chandler starts firing kicks to the body. First takedown attempt by Chandler is shrugged off. Poirier checks a leg kick and Chandler felt that. Poirier staying at the edge of Chandler's punches as the former Bellator star targets the body. Chandler lands a hard shot and he has Poirier backed up to the fence. Poirier's defenses are up, he's weathering the storm now. Straight left scores for Poirier, Chandler swinging big and a right connects. Another right by Poirier gets Chandler's attention. Chandler walks forward, throwing bombs. Poirier has his hands up, but a lot of hard punches are getting through. Takedown by Chandler with just under 2 minutes to work. He almost has Poirier's back as Poirier stands against the fence, they're back to the feet. Big suplex by Chandler, but Poirier rolls through and he's on his feet again. Poirier pressing forward in the last minute. He lands an uppercut and follows with more strikes. Chandler fires back. Poirier connects again and Chandler briefly stumbles. Poirier timing power punches with less than 10 seconds to go. Huge elbow before the buzzer. Insane round. And in the third round, leg kick lands for Poirier. He's staying aggressive despite Chandler taking him down in round 2. Single leg by Chandler. Poirier tries to sprawl, but Chandler just powers him up for a slam. Poirier doesn't give it up easy though, and scrambles to end up in top position before landing a few punches. He's on Chandler's back now with a body triangle. Poirier goes for a choke and falls back with Chandler on top of him. The arm is under the chin, and there's the tap. Afterwards, Poirier is asked about a potential foul, and he said that Chandler was sticking his hands in his mouth at some point to set up a rear naked choke. He admits that he was in trouble when Chandler had him against the fence, but says that Chandler's looping punches were easy to avoid than if he had been throwing straight. Poirier says Chandler was more durable than he expected, and he concludes the interview by asking, "Hey, who ain't got jiu-jitsu?"